you all have the answer to this question. And I'll pose it to you because it doesn't make sense to me. Again, the math is not mathing, at least not in a rational way at all in relation to sneakers. So, if you scour around, doesn't matter if it's Instagram, Twitter, certainly here on YouTube, you tend to hear the phrase or the question thrown out, sneakers are dead or are sneakers dead? That's the question for all of 2024. And I've made videos previously discussing this only because you hear that sneakers are dry. And in reality, I just think people are so addicted to buying something, to spending money on something, to having a sneaker on the way. They don't realize the hold that it has on them. So in the event there isn't a sneaker that is extremely hyped, doesn't have a lot of conversation around it, that certainly doesn't mean a sneaker is not a great pair, a great release, or even a great story. It just means for a lot of people, they're not going to be interested in it because it's not quite going to give them that dopamine hit that they need. And then they also just move right along to the next pair. So again, I don't think sneakers have ever really been dry in 2024 with all of the brands dropping release after release after release. I truthfully just think a lot of you need a fix, and maybe you need to go address that consumer behavior and those buying tendencies. But for sneakers being dead, pay attention. You only hear this really brought up when Jordans sit, Nikes don't have a lot of buzz around them, and Jordan collabs tend to just do okay. That's it. You don't hear that sneakers are dead when it comes to really any other brand, collaboration, partnership. You don't. Because people aren't saying that sneakers are dead with, Jerry Lorenzo perceived to, or I should say, Jerry Lorenzo perceived to be, just not the man anymore. He doesn't have it. The releases just aren't hitting like that. It feels like he's still just stuck back in 2019 and he's never evolved past what he did on the Fear of God 1 and the Fear of God raids. Like that's the conversation around him. That's not saying that sneakers are dead. People are just saying this one designer seems to be struggling to really come into the times itself in terms of design. But not the consensus just for Jordans. Why is it only when Jordans sit that sneakers are dead? Because by that logic, you're really believing that people within sneakers as a whole only actually got into it because of Jordan. That's it. That's the sole reason. It has to be for the majority of people, right? Because if sneakers as a whole is dead, then what you're saying is there is only one singular reason that everyone got into sneakers. You and I both know that doesn't make sense. You know it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. For some of you, yes, Jordan Brand introduced you, or Jordan, not himself, I should say, Michael Jordan himself, prior to even really the brand being a thing. Maybe you did fall in love with him in college like I did with Steph Curry in his game. And then he stepped into the league and we did have the Air Jordan line, and maybe that's what ushered you in to sneakers and you never look back. But you think that your story and your pathway to sneakers must define everyone's. And heaven forbid if a OG sits, because that's where this stems from. If OG sit, right, you all think that someone's disrespecting a shoe or someone. Made videos about that already. If an OG sits, then it means that sneakers is dead, right? Just go ahead, draft the obituary. Let's all just have a service and we're good. I don't know. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Because do you notice the same thing? I don't hear this conversation when it comes to any other sneakers. I really don't. Because right now you will have people speculating if the Black Cement 3 sits, then what does this mean? If people aren't buying the Air Jordan 11 Legend Blue, oh my God, like what does that mean for Jordan 11 drops around the holiday? I would speculate that the Adidas Fear of God Model 2, I don't care if it's low or high, I do think that will certainly sit. Not to say that it's a bad shoe. I've already said I like the lows. But Jerry is dropping, I think, an expected $250 shoe at the end of the year. After all of these holiday releases have come out. After everyone has already spent money on their friends and family for gifts. After everyone has already bought whatever and anything they've wanted through the course of the year. That's setting yourself up for a disaster. It really is. Even the Air Jordan 11 kind of sets itself up to be a letdown in terms of sales being blown out of the water, only because of timing, but because that Jordan 11 has such a stronghold on people within this community. You will wait, you will find a way, or some of you are smart enough to just pre-plan to pass on a lot of other releases because you know that $230 is going to hit your pockets heavy. Heavy. Remember, like the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement, that's $220 by itself. So that Jordan 11 is absolutely taxing. Mind you, that's like $230 before we're even getting to taxes. And it's higher up there for grade school, and I've already made a video. No, I will absolutely not be going for that shoe. I don't need any more 11s. I don't. Cannot justify a single more 11 being added to my collection. But yeah, I think when it comes to that Model 2, I don't think that's just going to fly off of shelves, and I think it's mainly based on price point and timing, and then some of it will be based on the design, and a lot of people just aren't feeling it, and that's something that Jerry will just have to come to terms with. Like, it is. If the models aren't moving as you may expect them to, then yes, like as a designer and the brand, you have to figure out what is the problem. But comment below, when it comes to sneakers being dead and people only associating that with retro sitting, to you, does that mean that, oh, it has to be just like Jordans dictate all of sneakers? Because I can't subscribe to that thought. I can't, like, at all. Knowing all of the different models and brands that I own, knowing how many have really branched out and found a lot of enjoyment in Asics, Saucony, Brooks, Hoka. Of course, you always have Adidas. You always have New Balance since 1906. I mean, share your thoughts below, especially after this Black Cement 3 drop that just happened. And I'm not sure if this is coming out the day before Thanksgiving, the day after. I'm not really sure. I really hope you had an amazing, blessed time with your family and truly practice gratitude for the things that matter, because it's not just sneakers. But real quick, I said I would do like a video in relation to birthday pickups, and the extensive videos that will come, they will certainly be after this, okay? So these like weren't necessarily on my birthday, right around my birthday, but close enough to November. So I work out every single day, having headphones, music, although I'm also listening to podcasts or longer form YouTube videos when I'm in the gym. The Pro, so the Beats Pro and this chocolate brown colorway, they were actually on sale at Best Buy, like close to half off, because these are normally like close to $400, and they were down to $180, and I was like, yes, absolutely, especially because it wasn't from like a normal paycheck that I had to pay from these. Thank you, projects, because it actually paid for that. So that is the one awesome benefit and opportunity of when you do provide value and you may be able to work on additional projects, you can have extra income and you can do a number of different things: save, invest, and also treat yourself. So I absolutely love these. The noise canceling is great on these, especially when in the gym. If you recall my how to style video for the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement, I had a black cardigan in there, Jordan cardigan. It's women's, distressed, and everyone and their mom on Instagram was actually asking about it, men too. So I was able to pick this up when this was still on Nike.com. I think they've sold out now because they did have a really deep sale. So this is considered like a dune red color. So in person, it is not like this stark dark red. It's kind of like a mix of like a red and then burnt orange color. But I absolutely love it. Yes, you have the distressing on the sleeves and then at the waist as well. So absolutely love it. If I, I'm not sure if I'll do a video here on it, having that on, or maybe if that will just be over on Instagram at talkstylewith.tj. If you guys follow me there, a lot of times I may post reels on there of fits or looks, and it just may not make it to a full video here on YouTube. I had a poll up in my story on Instagram in terms of which mule / slide, whatever, pretty much a mule, which one would I want to get, or there, I was bouncing back and forth. I have 2 pairs of Birkenstocks, absolutely love them, wear them every single day, and then I have a pair of Champion slides I wear, and then I have other mules too that are super comfortable. But we are in that cold season now, so to stay cozy. Also, let's remember, I work from home, so I chose the UGG over the Birkenstock one. I can just go get a gray Birkenstock whenever. So I decided on these. One thing I really loved also before in purchasing this, if you use the Shop app, which is of course just a really convenient way to be able to check out of a ton of different retailers, you may have Shop Cash in there, and Shop Cash works like magic. So like Shop Cash of $3 may equate to like $25 in some stores for some retailers and on some products off. So that's exactly what I did. So instead of this being like the $110, this was actually instead $25 off. So I did go with the UGG Tasman, the one that everyone and their mom has, and I have other boots. I have UGG New Mel's just sitting over here in the corner as well. So I am a fan of UGG. I love how cozy and comfortable they are. So I went with the classic chestnut colorway. And the one I contemplated was the gray one. I know I don't see the gray out a whole lot or worn, but it didn't provide the discount. That colorway wasn't available at this retailer that I got it for through shop. So I actually went, just in terms of sizing real quick, I went with the 8. I'm a true women's 7.5. Sometimes 8, just really depends. Usually 7.5, but I went with an 8 because I don't want my toes to be crushed or feel cramped in any way. Yes, I'm well aware that when you have the liner in here, yes, that is no doubt going to squish down over time. I also intend to wear thick socks like I do all the time, okay? So I am not going to deal with my toes being uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form. So I will likely go ahead and maybe do some quick fits or something with this on Instagram. If that is something that you guys even care about, I somehow feel like you will not on here, you can comment below. Otherwise, catch me on Instagram to probably do like a quick something with that. But this is the one in which I am excited to bring to the channel. Just give me a little bit of time and patience. I intend to enjoy the holiday week. So, Independent, The Stray. And one of my friends already has this, or I should just say Stray. One of my friends already has this pair. And then if you guys remember, Kelsey, Jordan Brand designer, previous Jordan Brand designer, she has them, absolutely loves them. So these were on my mind at least a year, and I just didn't pull the trigger. Once I hit six pickups, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to chill out, continue to try to get rid of pairs. Shout out to Mom, again, being the real MVP, because she knows that I'm not really buying shoes like that. And, you know, she's like, hey, here's birthday money. Do something that you've been putting off and haven't gotten. So I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to listen to Mom. Even though I fight her when she tries to give me gifts, I don't know why. At this point, I'm an adult. Like, I can certainly buy all my own gifts. I'm just more happy to give her things than her give me things. So, the Logan Puff in cream. Now, I intend to do a full video, where this, I will compare not only this to the Nike SB Dunk Low, but then also to the Vans New School, because you guys know how much I love that. So I picked up additional laces as well. I said, why not? So they are cream laces to be able to swap in. So again, this will not be the full review video, but take a look at this. I absolutely love it. I am so excited. I can tell you already right now, I'm going to need Vans New School to step their game up when it comes to a puffy tongue, because Stray is putting it to shame. Absolute shame. So I'm excited to dive and get into this sneaker. Just so much. And they came out with like this exact one, but it's got like more of a platform midsole. It's called the Stomper, and that was on sale. It's not on sale anymore, because I might have made that choice to break down and ended up getting that one. But I'm excited to be able to go over this one here on the channel. So again, I will get to that. This is an independent, so we're not talking about any of the big major brands. And I've seen a lot of love shown for independents, such as John Geiger this year with his 004 model. So I'm, again, excited. I will certainly get to this. And then I also picked myself up earrings, which the other nice thing about some of the gifts that I bought for myself, I did not have to actually spend my money, not even from like a project check, but from credit card rewards. So when you are responsible and you earn rewards, but then also I was really, you know, I was able to get the introductory like rewards back when I opened that card after paying off my student loans to help rebalance out my credit, or my mix of credit that I have. Yeah, my sweater, my earrings, and then I also have a cuff earring that you guys can't see. And then a beanie that is not here, WNBA beanie. I have 2 WNBA shirts that are not here yet. Those were all covered by that. So not a whole lot out of pocket for myself, which I absolutely love. Beyond thankful to my mom. Again, she absolutely knows I've been chill, I've been relaxed. So really happy to receive this in. I would not be surprised at all, because I mentioned this earlier in the year that the Stray had been on my mind in terms of picking up one of their sneakers. And then this is going to be one of those ones where I'm sure I'll have another pair. I really do, which just means I'm going to need to ramp up on getting rid of more sneakers. And I will have a total count for you guys by the end of the year of what I started with, what I'm ending with. And if I'm satisfied with that, the answer right now is no. So I have more work to do, but stay tuned for that. And if you didn't check out my recent video prior to this, there's still so much discourse I'm sure that's going on in relation to the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement. None of it rational. None of it rational. So go ahead, check out that video. I really appreciate you tuning in again. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.